Hey, bro, what's happening there?
Man.
When's the last time you dunked, Doug?
Last time I dunked? College. No, professional. I've been more layup.
I haven't dunked this year at
dunk.
52. I did dunk last year at 51. Yes.
All right, happy birthday to you, Chris Carter. Now it's time for an NBA All-Star Break edition of Put a Grade on It. So we're going to start with LBJ, who, despite having a down month in January, well, he's averaging 26 points, 9 assists, and 8 boards per game. Doug, put a grade on LeBron James at the start of the All-Star break.
C. He had 7 weeks where he had the lowest plus minus in the league. Like I got to hold that against him. And remember, they had to get rid of all of like half of his teammates, all the guys he wanted to bring in, and only to start over. So like we can't just take the last 3 games and go like, oh, all is great with the world, or the first month of the season when statistically he might have been having his best season. In totality, it's a C. For LeBron James, it's quite average. Average because there's always drama, there's always great performances, and there's always that month of January where he seems to check out. Just like any other year, I give him a C.
That's the way, but in spirit of Nick Wright, I got to do this. We got to switch seats.
Okay.
So I'm normally over there. So LeBron James is an A. Everything is fine.
Really?
Everything's fine.
Even despite that low January.
He's the greatest player to ever play basketball.
I mean, just look at the numbers. I mean, when it's about playing basketball, I mean, who does it the best? The guy's getting 26, 8, and 8. Like, what about the first 2 months of the season where he was spectacular? So, yeah, I understand the last 7 weeks, but that's all that stuff off the court. It's got nothing to do with LeBron. How he's handled the expectations, positioning his team to go to his 8th straight final, I give him an A-, but that's LeBron. I give him an A.
Okay, I'll fit it. C, A. Okay, we'll move on now.
We love you, Nick.
That was the good Nick Wright impersonation here. Moving on now, James Harden, whose Rockets have the NBA's best record. Harden leads the league with 31 points per game and is second with 9 assists per game. Chris Carter, put a grade on James Harden.
Man, A+. Go to the front of the class. The most important thing you said was not the numbers. It's about his team. James Harden, first in the NBA. Like, when we start talking about MVP, you start giving out grades. When you go to the team that is the absolute best, and it's not Golden State, you need to look at who the star is. So a lot of times we give Houston, when we start pointing out the blame, we go right to Harden. So we're dishing out credit. A+, James Harden.
Well, I'm not a big grade inflator guy. I think James Harden's been very good. And I think maybe the best part about what he's done is integrate Chris Paul into the team almost seamlessly. And Chris Paul hasn't been healthy the whole year. That's a really hard thing to do. Chris Paul is a dynamic personality as well as a dynamic player.
Yes.
And when it's been your team and your franchise to do so, I'll give him a B, a B+. Not because he's done.
His team's #1?
Not because he's done anything wrong, but I think the Warriors, coming back to the pack is more about the Warriors' issues than the Rockets being that great. Like, look, there have been moments to which he has been the best player on the planet. I still don't see the buy-in on the defensive side that I would love to see from James Harden to give him an A, but I'll give him a B because I'm not an easy grader.
I like it.
That's obvious.
Moving on, Kyrie Irving. Now, he's 10th in the NBA with just under 25 points per game, and he's led Boston to the 2nd best record in the East. Doug, give Kyrie a grade. It's so hard.
I'm going to give Kyrie an A. Believe it.
Really?
I thought you were a hard grader.
Well, I understand that they haven't played well of late. I think they're finished 17 and 12 down the stretch here, losing at home. Kind of getting embarrassed by the Cleveland Cavaliers on Sunday when they were retiring Paul Pierce's jersey. But this is his team, and there has been no drama. There have been no finger pointing. When they've lost, you haven't seen him say anything negative. Sure, he might be a flat earth guy. We could have a different conversation about exactly what he means about flat earth and how that just seems like the most bizarre discussion to have ever. But he got traded. There could have been lots of finger pointing, negativity about what went wrong with LeBron James. He didn't. He just gone out and played basketball, and up until the last couple of weeks, played some great basketball, played maybe above their level, especially without Gordon Hayward. I'll give him an A.
I'm going to give him a B+. And the reason why, he's the same Kyrie that was in Cleveland before LeBron. All right, remember that? When they were losing? If they didn't have the talent that they had with the young talent in Boston, I mean, Kyrie is not a guy that's just going to take over a franchise. Even though they made that his team, like, without Gordon Hayward, they're not going anywhere. So Kyrie, to me, those numbers, yes. Big games, making shots, late in the shot clock, yes, but overall, the lack of defense, and to me, the lack of making other players better. All that one-on-one, all that dribbling, people are standing around watching in the league that's about space and about moving the ball.
The team sport, absolutely.
B+.
Moving on, KD, Kevin Durant, well, he's scoring 26 points per game, but the big surprise has been his much improved defense. Y'all are both talking about that. Chris Carter put a grade on KD at the All-Star break.
I'm going to give KD a B, and I got to be tough on him because he started off the semester though in the basement.
Okay.
Social media, burner account. So I can't forget that. You know, typically you get in college, they throw out the worst grade. Then all the technicals. And I know that's not his personality. Like on the court, he's an A. Tremendous rim protector, tremendous defender. The best we have seen in his career. Scoring the basketball when there's not a lot of shots to be had there in Golden State. But because of the other stuff, I mean, especially the technicals, I got to give him a B.
Well, if you actually look at the technicals, though, almost all of them have been when the game's already decided. He's like super smart about it, right? He's not getting thrown out of the game or getting technical fouls in the first quarter, second quarter. Almost all of them, I believe 10 out of the 11 are late in the fourth quarter when he wants to make a point.
Right.
And so I actually don't hold the technicals against him, nor could I hold the clown show that he admitted to with the burner Twitter account, because that doesn't have anything to do with the work turned in to me as the professor. What I've seen is improved defense. What I've seen is improved leadership at both ends of the floor. I'm going to give him an A+. The issues for the Golden State Warriors have nothing to do with Kevin
So
Durant.
in your book, he's the real MVP. Not Harden, not LeBron.
Well, are we talking value? Or are we talking
What's your class?
Look, I believe that because he stepped up his game at the defensive end, it's risen to the level of LeBron. LeBron had a month and a half there where he wasn't playing much defense. And LeBron's expectations are higher. He's exceeded, Kevin Durant has, anybody's expectations for what he can do at the defensive end. I give him an A+.
All right, A+. One A+ out of all those guys. Coming up, who really is the best quarterback in this year's draft class? The answer might surprise you. Stay with us.